Hey, everybody, welcome in episode 4 coming after you. So we have a lot. I guess this week's a little light, so not a lot to talk about. We have a couple things. We discussed some games that came out last week that we want to talk about, our thoughts. I think most of us have played them. Another big lawsuit that we want to discuss. They just seem to be popping up all over the place. But before we get to all those goody things, of course, I'm going to be joined by John, Andy, and Dan, like we are every week. Dan, how we doing? What you been playing lately, my man?
I've been playing so much stuff because I'm excited to tell you about it because I took advantage of the Steam summer sale. So, no, I've been bouncing around. There's been a lot of stuff that's come out. You mentioned it. One of the new games, Tony Hawk, I think. That's something new. Been
Game
playing
Pass?
that. Took advantage of some good deals on the Steam sale. Got Content Warning, which is kind of a fun, game for cheap. I've been playing Hold Fast, which had its big console release, which has absolutely exploded their player count.
That's awesome.
And then
I did see they broke their concurrent viewers or players on Steam at least, which is awesome.
Yeah, I won't go into a tangent in this part. I'll just give you a snippet later about kind of the comparison of the before and after because I played it before the release and after.
Mm-hmm.
Repo, I played their new beta or their new update with all the new features added into it. So I've been bouncing around a lot of stuff, which is good. It's a good time to play stuff. There's a lot out there.
Yeah, I was just looking at my backlog, so it's if there's nothing new, there's always something old, right?
Yep.
Andy, how about you? What have you been up to? What have you been playing lately?
Yeah, I've been playing two things. I've been playing College Football 26 and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. That's all I've been playing this past week. Putting a lot of time into College Football 26. Definitely a lot better than last year. Some things the same. Having a good time with that. Excited for our dynasty that we're going to start.
Yep.
And been playing Tony Hawk 3 and 4 and, definitely bringing back the nostalgia of Tony Hawk 3. I think I mentioned this in the first episode. One of my favorite games, the best Tony Hawk game. Some of the best levels, that's when the revert was added. And, you can't get much better than that with all the combos you can do.
Right.
That was huge.
Best soundtracks. Those games are so good.
Soundtrack's amazing. You have Amoeba and Tony Hawk 3. You got to wash your hands. I'm sure you
Del the
remember that
Funky
one.
Homo Sapien, dude.
Yes, Del the Funky Homo Sapien. As you just hear that song, makes me think of Tony Hawk 3. But I'm only up to Canada. I've been trying to clear all the goals before I move on to the next one. Even try to get all the stuff if I can. I got one more goal to do in Canada, and I remember back in the day on PS2, it took me friggin' forever to get that secret tape in Canada off of that rail. I got it in like 30 minutes this time. I don't know if I just know what I'm doing going in, or I'm just that good. I don't know, but having a blast with it.
Good.
I will say, just to add, everybody's been giving a shit about the Tony Hawk 4 and the time limit and not the open world. I was not a fan of the open world of Tony Hawk 4, so I'm excited to get to that with the 2-minute timer and see how that is.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, that's luckily those two games you mentioned that you've been playing are two of our talking points today, so that's going to be huge.
Hell yeah.
John, what about you? What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Hey, we got another good simulating week going on with me. Today on the YouTube's episode 50 of Supermarket Simulator has dropped. So 50 episodes deep into that. Of course, I record my videos, but I've got about, between all the games that I play, I'm about a month out with videos I got in the can scheduled to be released. So episode 50 dropped today, but I've recorded 54 of them. So, we're ahead of the game. I keep mentioning about, my other games are kind of wrapping up. Car Dealer Simulator, I did record my final episode of that for at least until the game gets updated. So we got episode 11 I recorded for that. I think episode 7 just dropped the other day.
Cool.
Episode 8's coming up here in a couple days. So we've still got 8, 9, 10, and then 11 is my finale. And you guys won't see that until the first week of August is when that's going to drop. So we still got a month of Car Dealer Simulator. I say I'm done with it, but we've got their recordings are shot a month out, so still got a little while for those to be going. Backyard Baseball just had another game of those drop, so we're going strong in that. My little monsters taking the league by storm. We're still going deep into Contractville. Those are my current set of games.
Nice.
I do have I picked back up a PC game I played as a kid, Rise of Nations. Loved that game as a kid. Big RTS fan of that. It's kind of like Civilization, but not as.
It was it was
complex.
Not the behemoth that Civilization is, which back when I was 10 years old, that it spoke to me. So I loved Rise of Nations as a kid. That's the one that I stuck with. I was never able to make that jump to Civilization. I stuck with Rise of Nations, and so now here, 25 years later, like every now and again, I get the itch to play that game, and so found it. It was revealed to me that it was free on Xbox with Game Pass, so went and got that.
Oh, yeah.
And jumped right back in, picked right up on the childhood memory. So that's a good game. I can always recommend and have a good time with that. Debating whether or not I want to record that, throw that on YouTube. It is very repetitive, so it's one of those things where it's like you do the same thing over and over again. So it's like, okay, is there a palette for that?
Right.
After one or two episodes, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll have to keep out for that.
That's what's cool about those contract, the simulator games that you kind of have been playing is there's not a lot of intensive editing that you have to do if you're doing a series playthrough, which is kind of nice, right? You can be like, this is where I start, this is where I end. With that one, you're like, oh my God, no one's going to want to sit through all the stuff in the middle. Like, oh, do I want to do this or do I want to do this?
You can just fast forward 1,000 times through the middle part.
Yeah, you have to really speed it up. Yeah, get that times 1,000 speed going. Really test. Got to get that disclaimer out. Anybody with epilepsy or anybody that's prone to throwing up, this is going to be a fast video.
Yeah,
it's something.
There's been a lack of throw up from your videos, I guess, from what I'm hearing. Maybe that's some feedback you have to take.
I've learned as an editor. Slow down.
I can see it now. Title: Rise of Nations Vomit Challenge Impossible. There you go.
That's fantastic,
look out, folks.
Yeah, kind of. I'm kind of in the same boat as Andy, playing 3 and 4, Pro Skater 3 and 4 as much as I can. Also college football, here and there. I mean, as I can, just kind of dipping my toes into. I say dipping my toes. I've already got all the achievements for EA Sports college football, so I mean, like I'm already.
Yeah, you achievement whore.
I'm pretty much, yes. With that game, it was so easy, which is great. Tony Hawk's going to be a little bit more difficult to get that 1,000 because you have to beat the career mode with all 36 characters. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I gave up right when I heard that achievement was out there. So that was kind of like, all right, see you later. But the last one, 1 and 2, when that one came out, I think I got 1,000 on that one. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I even bought that game again on Steam because I loved it that much. So, and then kind of in
a flex that needs to come back is the Xbox achievement gamer score. It was such a cool thing, a huge thing early on, and then it kind of there's so much in the library that it kind of left it. But hey, that's sometimes it's a cool flex,
dude. I love it. My wife is like the person who will play one game until she gets everything, and then she's done. Yeah, that's when she beats a game, is when she gets every achievement. That's how she is. That's how her uncle is. They're kind of built the same way. Me, on the other hand, I'm bouncing from game to game. It's just, if it's playing one, I'm playing some with friends. Some I'm playing by myself. Some I'm like, I'll dip my toes here and there in this. But it was kind of cool to get that completion, right? That 1,000 gamer score for a game that I haven't done what seems like in a little bit. So outside of just me personally, my wife, my daughter, and I have all been dipping our toes back into Plants vs. Zombies, the Garden Warfare. We went through, got all the achievements for Ness, who is my wife. Zyla loves those games. So luckily there's a Garden Warfare or Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. and then also Battle for Neighborville, I think is what it's called. But man, that's been fun. Just the three of us playing that game has been a lot of fun. Trying to get her I'm not trying to get her off of Minecraft, but I'm trying to show her that there are other games other than Minecraft, right? So
yeah, good luck.
But that's where that's where her friends are. So it's like it is what it is. It's I'd rather have her there than Roblox, but that's just a parenting preference for me.
Seconded.
But yeah,
that's kind of Roblox. But
what's that?
No,
nothing against Roblox, but you know, we're not trying to make enemies. But
I'm not. Never in my life will I let her touch that game until she's an adult and can make her own choices. But kind of that being said, got a kind of the idea of what everybody's been playing, which is great. Let's jump into the talking points we got for the episode. The first one I have is kind of a shitty situation. Are you guys familiar? And this is just anybody familiar with the Subnautica 2 devs suing Krafton, the publisher of that whole thing going on? You guys at least lightly? Okay. So we'll dip our toes into it here. This article's from Video Games Chronicle, and it was posted by Andy Robinson. Subnautica 2 saga turns messy. Former devs sue Krafton as publisher accuses them of betrayal. Unknown Worlds, which is the developer of Subnautica 2, co-founders and CEO left this month. It says last week, Krafton shared the surprising news that Unknown Worlds leadership had left the company, including CEO Ted Gill, co-founder and creator director Charlie Cleveland, and co-founder and technical director Max McGuire. No reason was given for the departures nor statements from the departing leadership, but Krafton claimed the Unknown Worlds trio had left despite its efforts to keep them involved in the game's development. Steve Papautis, I'm sorry, I probably butchered that, previously CEO of Striking Distance, would take over as Unknown World CEO, it said. It was later confirmed that Krafton was delaying the release of Subnautica 2, which is where this is where all the bullshit kind of comes in, which is the second most wished for upcoming game on Steam. And then they're going to delay it to 2026. A Bloomberg report alleged that Krafton had made the decision months before it was due to pay a $250 million bonus to the development team, which leadership had planned to share with the studio's employees of around 100. So there's already some breadcrumbs of like why they delayed it. And you're going to find out what that bonus kind of comes into. They talk about the sequel's delay was against the wishes of the studio's former leadership. It claimed, and by delaying the game into next year, the company now is unlikely to hit the targets, which would trigger the payout. So the payout was for revenue, I think, or sales basis for a 2025 calendar year, or at least that's when that was, that bonus was supposed to be paid out. So as the second most wish listed game on Steam, you're probably thinking if it comes out early access for a discounted rate, or if it came out as full priced, whatever, they're probably going to hit that. So then Krafton has to pay out that $250 million, right? So you start thinking like, well, that's some greedy BS. They don't want to pay out. Obviously, that's what it sounds like to anybody. Responding to Bloomberg's reporting, Krafton issued another statement on Thursday claiming the delay was not influenced by any contractual or financial considerations. No shit, they said that. But instead to improve the game, contradicting a social media post by Subnautica 2's former director, claiming that it was ready for early access release, which is wraps it all in a pretty little shit bow and puts it all together. So,
yep.
Thoughts on that, Andy? What do you think? As somebody who's been in that realm, I guess, went to school for like game development and things like that. Kind of, what do you think on that whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm surprised. These companies, you know, these days, 250 million is a lot, and probably especially for a company like that. But you know, these people, they deserve that money. The developer, the former lead you mentioned, he said it was ready for early release. They're gonna delay it to 2026. Are they not doing an early release then? Because if they delay it to 2026 and do an early release period, that's even more bullshit.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
you're flat out lying to everybody's faces. So yeah, I don't blame these people for suing their pants off, and I hope they win at least some of that money, um, or maybe even make them, push that bonus to 2026 or something.
Yeah, extend it. If it's not for those financial considerations, okay. If that's the case, then extend the bonus window. If that's not what it is,
exactly.
I feel that.
Exactly what they should do.
Yeah, Dan, what do you think? What do you think? This is a normal practice. Just this seems to be a little bit. Obviously, $250 million is nothing to squawk at.
I just think when it comes to everything with the games industry right now, there's a lot of stuff going on that goes against what we as gamers want, we as consumers want, and there seems to be a lot of pitting of publishers and things against the studios. I mean, you look at Microsoft, right? I heard something today. I didn't realize they've laid off 15,000 people since May. They've laid off more since May than the entire games industry did as a whole last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they claim obviously it's the investment in AI
that's across Microsoft though.
But what's crazy is some of those layoffs even hit studios of their biggest money making. So you know what I mean? Like the stuff that you traditionally think, what was it? Hi-Fi Rush, right? Critically acclaimed studio, but people go, they probably shut it down because it didn't make money. You're talking Sledgehammer, Ravensoft, like the Call of Duty people, they lost, people like your money makers, right?
And they're not done. They're not done yet, which is crazy too.
Oh, they shut down that studio that they said that they were starting to prove they were committed to making games. The Initiative never made a game. They shut it down. Like it's just
right.
So
money,
I think
money down the drain.
I think this is this butting of heads, right? This studio versus publisher or parent company or whatever you want to call it is becoming commonplace. Like it's becoming standard practice, and it's not good, right? Like it's not good for anybody, But then you have Nintendo who sticks out, right? Nintendo hasn't had to lay anybody off or do anything, and they said that they're actually spending and investing more money in their people and their teams. To do and looking at things like just shorter development cycles, investing in better people, better technology, better equipment, whatever things for them so they can do things, and it should take a shorter time. So it's like you got one outlier, right?
Yeah,
in Nintendo, which they tend to be, but the rest of the industry, this is becoming common across the board.
Yeah, Nintendo is unique. They know what they're doing, and back when the Wii U, the Wii U, huge failure for Nintendo. Their president Iwata decided to take a pay cut so they didn't have to get rid of anybody. That's just something that you don't see.
Nope.
You don't see anywhere else. He was a stand-up guy for Nintendo there.
Yeah, I don't think Phil Spencer would take a pay cut to save a couple people at a studio. I mean, it's anything him personally. It's just the first name I could think of as a big.
Well, I mean, yeah, I doubt you don't hear about that happening nearly enough, right? You just don't, right? So it's one of those things. John, what do you think? Do you think this common thing that's going to keep happening, or like Dan mentioned, why is Nintendo seem to be an outlier? Is it a cultural thing, right? Maybe it's something to do with that. I don't know. What do you think?
Up to your point of what you just said, you don't often hear about the good stuff. Unfortunately, our culture, the good news doesn't keep our eyes on the screen, doesn't keep us on the channel, in the paper, on the wherever we're getting our news.
The good news,
the good news generally doesn't keep us. It's the bad news that draws us in, which is so. The idea of that our minds are wired to be drawn to the bad news. Like consciously, I wish that wasn't the case. But fact of the matter is, it's black and white. The bad news just
it moves the needle, right? Because it's
it moves the needle.
People get emotional about that.
Subnautica, it's honestly, it smells like a pig. It looks like a pig. It acts like a pig. Must be
a bird
running this. You gotta be a bird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it kind of sounds like it's like a slime ball making slime ball moves to get away with doing some slime ball things. It's just icky. Just the whole article reads ick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's everything's pointing to one thing, and they're like, "No, that's not it. We promise that's not why we did it. No, that's not
It's
it."
always
Trust
we
us.
didn't cut a bunch of salary right before quarterly earnings calls to investors to show that we're making money.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah,
that's the other problem,
Yeah.
honestly, is I don't care how good a company is. If you are a public company legally, you're supposed to do everything you can to show profits, right? Well, that becomes an ever harder and harder thing to hit if you have
Yep.
record profits. So they have to answer to investors. So they could want to do the right thing, but
Yep.
that's also not going to allow that problem to resolve itself anytime
100%.
soon.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Hey, you know,
Go ahead, John.
WWE, you know, I'm just gonna plug real quick. You know, they got Triple H, you know, after every PLE in his press conference talking about record gate. WWE made a record profit at this event, and it's like, well, yeah, because you jacked up the prices of the tickets and everything,
Right.
and the everything costs so much more now. Like, am I supposed to be high five? I love you, Triple H.
Right.
I love WWE, but high five. You
Yeah.
got record profits. Woohoo!
Well, same thing as Phil Spencer in his email or statement about the layoffs. They were like, Xbox is in a great place. They haven't been in a greater place. And they're like, all right, that doesn't mean anything to the people you're letting go. They don't care about that.
No.
So
Yeah. The last thing they want to hear.
Kind of off of what Andy was talking about Iwata and the taking his pay and actually, you know, giving it to those so they didn't have to lose anybody. You guys familiar? Maybe this, I don't know how it snuck by me and I didn't add it to the stuff, but NeoWiz, the company that developed Lies of P, is a really, really good game. I think it was my game of the year. I think it was 2023. I think it came out of. Absolutely love the game. It's a Souls-like. I think I've mentioned that, and I'll die on that hill forever. But it was mentioned that they reached 3 million cumulative sales across physical and digital and PC and consoles, which is great. So as a bonus or a job well done to their employees, gave each of them a free Nintendo Switch 2 and 2 weeks paid holiday and a pile of money spread out to the team, which is really, really cool. But those, again, aren't stories that you heard about. You got maybe a headline. You're like, boom, there it is. All right. Now it falls to the wayside. You're like, ooh, good for them. Great. Everybody did a good job. Well, that's the way it should be. We'll move on. Right. But it's just another rare occurrence where it actually happened, which is really, really cool too.
You know, kind of the tie when you asked, is it a cultural thing? I was just thinking of this Power World. You remember Power World, right? Nobody, the unexpected success. I remember there was something I read where they were talking with the head of the studio that made it, where they were like, they had made like $1 billion, whatever. And he was like, basically like, we don't know what to do with this. Like, we don't want to have this much money because that starts drawing in these things. Like, we just want to work on our game. We have with what we need to sustain. Like, I think it might be a bit of a cultural thing, right? Like, their thing is like, we don't want all this. Like, we just want, because that only leads to,
we didn't want these record profits.
Well, their problem is when you hit a certain point, then there becomes people that expect it, whatever, like, we don't want people coming in and trying to mess with stuff. Like,
for sure. It definitely makes
it draws some unwanted attention.
Yeah. It definitely makes the independent developers more attractive when you hear these constant stories about larger corporations and over like Microsoft, and they're just like getting rid of people, Crafton, Embracer.
Forza.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's like there's a lot of shit like that. That's just like, it makes that indie scene seem much more like, me as a consumer, I want to be like, yeah, that's probably a genre that I probably should start supporting more. Right. It's one of those things where maybe I need to broaden my granted, I feel like it's a pretty broad stroke of genres and games that I like, but I think that makes me want to support that kind of stuff much, much more than I already do, just because it's like, hey, these people are doing what, no oversight. No, they have a ton of risk because it's independent, but
I think
they get to keep what's
sometimes.
Yeah, and they get to keep what's theirs. You know what I mean? It's their stuff. They don't have to worry about, oh, we didn't hit X amount of money because we have so many investors that we have to pay out. So that's kind of the big thing coming off of that. But
Indie games are dominating the scene right now. Like we talked about, I think last week, right? Like, here's the thing: you can get the same quality or better for a $10 indie game as most AAAs anymore because they come out and they need immediate day one patches. They're buggy and glitchy. Like,
yeah, there's
spending hundreds of millions.
There's a massive disconnect with a lot of that kind of stuff, and I think it's what is it those games that kind of hit big, right? Content warning, repo,
Schedule One.
They're one viral TikTok
simulator.
They're one viral TikTok or any kind of social media post or the right person playing it and streaming it on Twitch or YouTube, right? They're one video, one source of content away from actually blowing up, right? Of what their expectations are. And that's kind of cool in that atmosphere. But you're kind of right. The quality is there. But you don't need the hundreds of millions of dollars, right? I'm not saying it's not hard work, but your marketing budgets like Call of Duty don't need to be hundreds of millions of dollars. Like it comes out every year. Everybody fucking knows it. Why do you have to spend all that money?
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's kind of where I feel like, but
how else am I supposed to get Little Caesar skins with buying Little Caesar's Call of Duty stuff? Like that's where it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
I just quick shout out behind me, LB's Motors, this car dealer simulator, to Garage Monkey Games. Every day on Steam, they're patching this game. Something gets patched daily with
That's
this
crazy.
game.
Daily's unheard of.
And kudos to
yeah, that shit's really cool
to those developers for being involved in that.
Is it not fixed yet? I feel like this should be fixed if they're doing it every day.
Hey, as long they're taking a bug and they're like, this is today's bug.
Squash. Next bug. Squash. Yeah, exactly.
Squash.
Yeah.
Savoring their kills.
Yeah.
So jumping to the next point, because I've added some talking points and I actually some quick hits towards the end. So not to say that this is going to be a longer episode than I thought it was going to be. But let's talk about Tony Hawk.
If you need us to talk, we can ramble.
We can. This is going to be now that I've added some things. Let's talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4. We all have played it. Yes, John, have you dipped your toes yet?
I haven't got to yet.
Not yet.
I didn't. I know it is. Yep.
I mean, it's not like we can spoil anything for you. It's not a story-driven game. Yeah. So as long as
spoiler alert, if you ollie and you hit up B, you're going to do a kickflip.
And there's something called a revert.
Yeah, exactly. But kind of, I want to give my quick thoughts. I have already actually gone through all of 3 so far, and got all the goals and the cash and stat points and the Iron Galaxy icons, which are all collectibles that you can get now. And then also I got the hidden decks, which is really, really cool. That's a new one. It's randomly a tough place to get, which is really fun. I remember 3 more than I remember any of the 4 maps, for whatever reason. But I remember, Andy, you and I played fucking Airport all the time.
I cannot wait to get to Airport.
Airport was
so excited to play Airport.
Airport was such a kick in the nuts of like, yeah, this is it, right? This is back.
Yeah.
And then also the other one was the cruise ship, which is so much fun as well.
Can't wait to unlock cruise ship either. Those definitely.
Is it? I suppose I can just look it up, but soundtrack. Is it roughly the same soundtrack?
Close,
Did they add
very
songs?
close. They added some new ones. Yep.
They said, I saw an article that said it's a better music finding tool right now than Spotify for people from some of that nostalgic music.
A lot of games back then were.
I'm sold. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
AFI, Motorhead, Del the Funky.
It's the Ace of Spades, right?
Oh, that's in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, John.
In the intro.
Yep. It's really good.
I'm reliving right now.
Yeah, Jack Black as Officer Dick, which is fantastic. Yep. I do love. I was already gonna play the Game Pass or buy it. Doesn't matter, right? I was gonna buy it if it wasn't on Game Pass. I'm probably still gonna pick up a physical copy at some point for Xbox just because. Assuming there is one.
There is. I have it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll pick up one. I will pick up one eventually, right? That's just I'll play it now. Let the used price go down a little bit and then pick it up, right? So
yeah, what's the price? Is it $59.99?
It's a $40 game. 40 or $50 game.
$39.99
or free in
Like,
Game Pass for now.
or free in Game Pass. Hard to
I
argue.
mean, if you want to play to get your toes, as Jordan said, dip your toes.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I'm as locked in as I was with 1 and 2. I think 3 is so good. I just beat San Francisco on the movie studio on 4.
Movie studio.
Yeah, I just beat that one. That's an actual competition, which is kind of cool.
That's one of the new levels.
Yeah, which is actually I kind of liked it. It was cool. A lot of stuff going on in the map. But
a lot of grinds.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't even looked at the roster. I knew the roster was large. The fact that they added Michelangelo, I was sold right off. I haven't even used him yet because I made my custom character. I'm getting the stat points, trying to increase those and go from there, right? That's kind of what I was doing. But man, it is so damn good. Andy, you kind of in the same boat? Like you feel like this is like I wish there was a better way. I don't know. It's one of the better. You consider a remake or no?
It's a remake. Yeah.
You think so?
Like a hybrid.
Yeah. Weirdly.
I mean,
yeah.
Everything's almost identical, and it's very obvious they built it.
Right.
They rebuilt it. Yeah, there's way more skaters in this game than any of the original ones, and it has most of the original skaters. I mean, obviously Tony Hawk. It's got like Kareem Campbell, Rune Glifberg, Rodney Mullen, and Elisa Steamer.
You were her every time.
I was her in the first one.
I remember Andy being her like all the time.
Yeah, I would play as her and Tony Hawk, and I think I had a created character. I created a character in this one too.
Yep.
And eventually, I played 3 so much, I probably did beat it with everybody. I remember going through. But yeah, I'm playing through as a created character, and there's like current skaters too. There's Houston, whatever his name is. Nigel Houston.
Yep.
Tony Hawk's son. Was it Riley? And then other ones that were at the Olympics from other countries, which is not really something you saw. You only saw skaters that really skated in the U.S. mainly, and now they have these other skaters that are famous in Japan and things like that. So yeah, you name it, a professional skater, they're probably in the game.
Right. Was Rob Dyrdek ever in one of these?
No.
Not that I
I did not think so. I did not think so.
No. He got I know he got a professional thing young with DC, but I don't think he was ever
got
in
you.
the game.
I didn't think so either. Okay. Dan, what do you think? What do you kind of in the same boat as Andy as I?
I love it. Yeah, I would say like Andy kind of hit the nail on the head. Like it, and almost what they did is they gave you exactly what you wanted with like almost everything in the old game, but they added just a few little new things, right? To not feel like it changed the game dramatically. Like, oh, this isn't the game, but to give you like, oh, that's new or that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
The created character. Yeah, same thing. I'm working on a created character. Getting the stats, getting the money. I'm kind of different than both of you, right? I've got like I'm like 30% of the way through both. Like I keep bouncing back.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh yeah.
If I get stuck or frustrated on one, like I can't seem to get it, I just bounce to the.
You give up. I get it. Yeah.
No, I come back. I walk away, compose myself, come back. But no, it's great. The soundtrack's incredible. The game plays well. The controls are great.
Yep.
It still feels challenging. Like Andy said, 30 minutes. There's some stuff where I'm like, oh yeah, I remember how to do that exactly. Other stuff where I'm like, I can't for the life of me figure out how I did that, right? But that's the nice thing. It's a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I agree.
I love, as you said, like there's all kinds of stuff you can. I mean, that they have the challenge things where it's like you do it and it's giving you all kinds of decks and apparel and gear.
Yeah, so many things, dude. It gets in the secrets you can unlock with the cash that you get. Oh man, it's so good. So good.
Yeah, Bam Margera, he was one of the
Mhm.
unlockables. Interesting, just because obviously he's had some interesting years in the past few years.
Yep.
So just his inclusion was interesting. It's good. I mean, he was huge. The time of Tony Hawk was all Bam Margera, Viva La Bam, like right.
Yeah,
so
oh, for sure.
Yep.
Feels very nostalgic and new at the same time. I love it, and I don't know, like kind of with you guys. Like I remember one because I remember the first time I played it was on a 64, and then I played it on PlayStation ever since. Like everything after that, and two, the only thing I'm missing is Spider-Man. Spider-Man was the guy in that game. Spidey grind with perfect balance on.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I think you could probably get like 999999999 for your score.
I mean,
like
I remember me and Andy, we would just go away, go play something else, go outside, set the controller down with perfect balance and come back. But like I was just mentioning to somebody else that like, why did we do it back then when it didn't matter? It did not matter other than seeing a large number. Yep. We're like, ooh, look at this big number. It didn't matter. It had no bearing on the game. It had no bearing of like, oh, we could just do it. It was just something you could do, right? There was no achievement for it. It was just like, hey, I could set my controller down, go play basketball, pick up basketball like we always did, come back, and we're like, hey, I've got 44 million points. You're like, holy shit, right? So that's just kind of the really, really cool thing about it.
The stories then that you could go to school with after that weekend, you know, hey,
100%.
this is the dumb shit that we did.
Yeah.
So many stories. Yeah.
But then you got somebody saying, that's not true. Like you didn't get that.
Right.
Is there an online capability? Can you hook up with, with your friends and skate around and
I think so.
I don't know what the multiplayer is, like the like what the capabilities of it or what the game modes are.
Because it's funny because like I'm torn because I'm like, oh, that sounds like a cool idea. Get together with your friends and skate around. But then it's like, what are you gonna do? Hey, watch this trick I'm about to do.
Oh, they used to have.
And then you're like, oh, hey, watch my trick.
Didn't one of them have skate kind of like horse for basketball?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It says
there
here that
some kind of thing.
Multiplayer with a variety of competitive,
a local multiplayer.
Right. So this one has both local and online with a variety of competitive modes. Returning favorites like Trick Attack, Score Challenge, Combo Mambo, Combo Challenge, and Graffiti, as well as the new Hawk mode, which I don't know.
I do remember Graffiti. I remember.
Yeah. You're mentioning those, and it's like, yeah, you're right. There was.
And last but not least,
a free skate.
Yep. Additionally, there is a free skate mode for relaxing online play and the ability to create and share custom parks. So.
How big does it say how big like a lobby would be? Like how many people can you get in the park at one time?
It doesn't say that on that one, but I'm sure it would be at the very least 4 people, right? That's what I would think.
I gotta think 4 at least.
Yeah, right.
At the minimum.
That would be kind of cool to just do whatever. You know what I mean? I wonder also it would be really cool if you could show, like, I know this probably isn't in free skate, like where the stuff is. Like, hey, no, there's a thing up there. Or this is how you get to it, or like, you know what I mean? That's kind of the cool thing about it. So
it's not going to be there, but if you were in the single player mode, going for it, this is where it would be.
You got a wall ride to this power line, take this power line to this building, jump up here, and then you're there. Like that kind of stuff would be it would be kind of cool for that. Granted, there's endless YouTube videos already out there, but just kind of doing it with your friends is more meaningful.
I just was thinking about this, Jordan.
That's what she said.
Remember when you were over at my house and we were playing Tony Hawk 2 on my PlayStation and you turned gravity off and then your guy went up. Didn't he just go off into the
he just kept going.
He was trying to get something over halfway. He was like, just do this. And all of a sudden the guy's just like, woo, like out of the level.
Broke the game the first time I played it.
The golden age of cheats.
Oh man, so good.
And they have that in the menu. You can after a certain point you can go in there and you can turn on perfect balance, perfect whatever. Like that's what's nice. Is they let you do that if you just want to goof around. Like
it's awesome. I love that shit so much. So yeah, I'm at this point though too where I won't let anybody. I say this like I have any control over it, but like I don't want to hear people talk negative about this kind of game. right? Especially when it comes to the chances of continuing this remake into, like, I've already talked about, Underground 1 and 2 would be the next for me, would be huge. So like, I hope this game garners the attention and gets what it deserves. Because man, I hope that train continues of getting those remakes going from there. I do want to say though, on the skateboard genre of video games, Skate 4 is actually supposed to be releasing late summer, which is awesome because I love Skate almost as equally as I love. There's nostalgia when it comes to Tony Hawk Pro Skater for me, but Skate has been more of the more recent, like Skate 3 I played so much of. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'm really, really excited for Skate 4 to come out probably sometime in August would be my guess. But man, that's going to be sick. I don't know, you guys, any of you play Skate?
I've never played the Skate ones.
Not a ton.
A lot of fun.
From what I understand, the new one's going to be like online only.
Yeah, I would assume. I would assume so. Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I just saw some video. They wanted me to play test a long time ago and wanted me to, as in I put in to do it. But I didn't get the chance, the window.
They wanted you to put in.
Yes, they wanted, please. But I didn't have the time. I don't remember the window, what it was, but I couldn't make it. Plus a lot of that time it's like, you got to do this and then you got to fill out surveys and you got to fill out information. I'm like, I just wanted a demo, right? That's all I really wanted. I didn't want to actually make you or help you create the game or develop or find stuff or do anything. I just wanted to be like, let me see what you got. That's what I wanted, but so be it.
Jordan, I got a little quick breaking news thing that I think, unfortunately, only you and I will appreciate.
Breaking news.
We were talking about how, costs and things with games. It seems like inflation's hitting hard. You remember Nickel World?
Yeah.
They changed their name. They are now Quarter World. The prices have gone up.
You're joking.
I don't know what. I'm not joking you.
That is
just announced on the local news there that Nickel World is now Quarter World. And I was like, man, hard times across the game industry.
Yeah, dude. It's
Andy
John,
hard. Nickel World was an arcade where when they originally started, you could go in there and every game was a nickel. Like you could just get like a roll of nickels or whatever. Then they changed to you pay like, I don't know, when we went, it was like $10 or something. And it was like everything was on free play. So now they're Quarter World. Now they're back to quarter a game.
That's fan. They actually changed the company's name.
The new sign
says
Quarter
wild.
World.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy to me. Man, it's hitting hard. Times are getting tough out there, guys.
Gaming industry is feeling it
across every avenue. Let's jump to EA Sports College Football 26. John, I want to hear your thoughts and I'm going to preface this. Since you had a rough go with 25, how are you adapting to 26?
Much better.
Okay.
Period. At the beginning, that was one game I did forget to mention. Among my simulator games, I did also go ahead and grab this game, and I have jumped back into that. NCAA 25 was not good to me. That was, the 10-year gap in college football games, and my skill eroded after 10 years. And so it was not a good go last year. It was very frustrating to dedicate time and not see any results. Just I was beating my head against a wall in last year's game. I've always found the fun in taking those lower schools into a dynasty mode and building them up into a powerhouse, rather than, I love Notre Dame, but I don't think I've ever played with Notre Dame in a dynasty mode ever, because I just like doing the little schools. I know Notre Dame's good. I don't need to play as them. I like taking the little schools, and boy, howdy, did they make it challenging. Which is fine. That's the direction that they wanted to go. It's not like they had to cater to me or right. My crowd for that. That's what it's going to be. Just like in real life, these small schools, you're going to have to earn it. But now, going into this year's game, another year wiser, and another year of patience added to me. It's so far so good. I've taken my UTEP minors. We are currently 8-0.
Hell yeah.
Good things coming. I
conference are they in?
got the Conference USA.
Okay.
So that's what I got.
So have you
go
played?
Miners.
Have you just played Dynasty, or have you jumped into like Road to Glory or any of that yet?
I did Road to Glory. I went through high school. I think the high school mode is bullshit.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't like that way that is.
I just let me play the damn game.
Yeah, based off full game performance, not highlights or whatever it is. Highlight points.
Is it giving you like the scripted plays too? Like you have to go out and do
they give you situations. You got a list of 5 before each high school game. There was a list of like 5 situations, and you had to pick 4 of them. And then you get in the game, and it gives you the situation, and then you have to go and do that. And
I don't like that.
Yeah,
so really like the one was
is how specific they are. Like one of them was like get 20 yards and catch a touchdown, and I like run on a halfback, so I ran like inside zone, and I'm about to break free for a touchdown. I'm like, oh, I'm going to fail this goal, so I just run out of bounds at like the 3-yard line, so I can try to catch the touchdown pass. I was like,
I had one where it was like run across midfield. So I did that, didn't give me the goal. So then the next play I run backwards across the 50 again, and then run the ball again, and then it gave it to me. So I was like, that's not how shit works. So
that's not how this works.
That's not what people do. They're like, oh, I need a goal. Hold on, no.
Yeah.
It sounds like the kind of stuff that they would have you do, like in a ultimate, like it reminds me of Madden Ultimate Team, right? Like,
right.
For this, against this team, you have to either pass, don't throw 4 incomplete passes in 6 attempts, or get 45 yards in 2 plays, like those
That's
weirdly.
So
yeah, as because Jordan, you were a halfback in yours. Andy, it sounds like you're a halfback in yours, or receiver. No, you said halfback.
Yeah, we're both halfbacks. Yeah. I'm 6'3", 250.
So I did a big old boy.
Well, I'm a massive running back. Yeah.
And don't you stand straight up to run?
Yeah, I run high and tight. So I've got this, but then I'm high and tight. So I've got this, my guy's running style. And then he's also runs like straight up. So he looks like a freight train coming. Nice. Dude. Oh.
I chose a quarterback. So my goals are, quarterback themed. Like it wanted me to throw outside the hashes. And then it's like, things like don't throw an incompletion, which is like an obvious thing. Like, okay, obviously I want to get completions, but damn it, it's hard. It's hard to not, especially when you get, just a BS knockdown, like, oh, there goes the goal. And so like I said, you pick the 4 situations that you want and you get retries. So if you screw up on the first one, you can retry it 3 times. But if you burn all your retries, then you have no retries for the rest of your 4. You're screwed. So I think we're all not fans of that. Game. Just let me play the game to increase my base the interest as a
And the challenge should be the difficulty, right? You're in high school, so like you're not going to be crazy fast. You're not going to be like, you know what I mean? Like make
Shouldn't
it.
Be. Yeah.
That should be how you have to earn it, right? It's like you're a guy with really low stats. Just do as good as you can, like
right. But I don't have the answers, so it's like, well, what would you do? I don't know, but I don't like what you guys have done.
I hate this.
I don't know how you would do it better. I don't like what you've done.
Andy, Andy, do you feel like this is an improvement this year, 26 to 25?
It is an improvement, more so in certain ways than others. One thing that's been really bugging me, and I was talking to John about this earlier, is that I'm only on All-American and playing in everything I've done so far, except that bowl game we did, apparently. Thanks for making me feel like a piece of shit.
Who are we talking about? Me?
Yeah, you left it on rookie. You said.
Oh,
I went
Freshman.
70 and I was like, damn, my team's good. And then I go and I freaking struggle bus it through the opening week.
You faked him up.
Week 2.
You faked him up, and he's like, I'm crushing it.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
So what's really bugging me though is that okay, they can't go and knock down your pass if they can't see it. Great. But if they're like right there and they can see it, the defender has been coming up to my receiver and just tackling them immediately as the ball gets there. Immediately as the ball gets there, and it jars it out right away. And I can't get a catch. You'd think you'd have somebody with great catching ability would still snag that at least half the time. They drop it every single time. So I don't know what's up with that.
They got those diamond
they do
hands.
not. If you're gonna hit them like that, call an interference penalty. Like, where's the flag?
Yeah.
And of course, computers like, oh, I got this. You're not going to jar this out of my hands.
Nope, not going to happen. Yeah, exactly.
So,
the only consistent success I've had with like catching in traffic has been tight ends. Like, it's just that might make sense, right?
Tight ends,
but like. Also, there maybe it's the maybe you don't have the archetypes of like possession receivers, or you know what I mean, like those kind of people. So I don't know. It does happen a lot. I can tell you that. But it also might be where that's where the sliders kind of come in, right? You're like, oh, this happens a lot. I don't love it. I'm gonna move that bar, as much as I can or whatever. So.
I don't know.
But
I haven't played it yet, but in Madden in last year, one thing I always hated is the cornerback. Sometimes, like, you'll be playing a game and they're fucking Mr. Gadget, go Gadget arms. They'll be 5 steps behind you. As soon as the ball gets to your eye, they're like, nope. Like, they just like they get like a flash step and an extra long arm. Like they just seemingly have this insane closing on like a 3 or 4 yard lead. Is that improved at all this year? Like, or is that still a thing?
I haven't noticed anything crazy. Like Andy was saying, they have to see the ball. Yeah, they have to actually see the ball to knock it down. They can't just be running, downfield chasing a receiver and then just do this. You know what I mean? They have to actually see it to knock it down, which is cool. And that's been pretty beneficial. But yeah, I don't know. So overall improvement though, Andy, you feel like, right?
I do feel like it's improvement. They've added a ton of plays. They've seemingly made it easier on the options. I don't know if it's just me, and I was an idiot last year.
Like RPOs or actual options?
Yeah, the RPOs. Gotcha. Both, I guess. It's been easier for me to read like when's the time to pass and when's the time to hold it and run.
Gotcha.
With an option, which person to run with by
for sure
watching that read. Yeah, and maybe that's just me. I'm getting better at it from last year. But I think that's improved, and a lot of the other gameplay, besides what I mentioned with the knocking the passes down. I still feel like I'm running into what was going on last year, where you have a receiver 94 speed or whatever, and the defender somehow is just staying with them, and they can't get any separation.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm playing like a team with a 76 overall defense, and my speedster can't get any separation. Like, come on.
I see what you mean. You're thinking, hey, all Americans covering for the lack of the talent separation is kind of what your issue is right there. I got you.
And they said it was going to be more obvious this year. Really hasn't been an obvious change in that for me.
Right.
That I've noticed. Still got a lot to play.
Of course.
To see how that goes. But
to kind of touch on the dynasty mode, which is what I played the most of, I think. and I've made it through a season. So I've gotten to do some of the off season stuff. One of the big things for me was, and I left everything at default. Like I didn't go through and change a lot of the wear and tear. I didn't change any of the limiting transfers at the end of the year. I didn't do any of that. And I was Penn State. And Penn State had 11 or 12 transfers at the end of the year, all for different reasons, most of them playing style and most of them playing time, right? So playing style to me, when it comes to linemen, that's crazy that's a thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely bananas that your linemen are like,
what do you want me to do? How am I going to change that?
I'm going to go be a lineman somewhere else. It's like, cool. I mean, you're going to do the same shit. I don't know what to tell you. They're going to run a balanced attack or they're not. Like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of weird to me.
Yeah. I'm a run blocker.
Yeah, that's really strange shit to me. The other one is the transfers. So you can limit how many transfers from your team. Like you can actually do it. I left it at 20 is what the default was. I had 12. Mind you, one of them was my backup quarterback, who my starting quarterback was getting drafted and leaving because he's a redshirt senior. So then my backup transferred and then my third string transferred. On the flip side, you're thinking, holy cow, I have a giant hole now to get through. My team having more transfers also means other teams have more transfers. So there's more pieces moving in the offseason, which I was like, once I went through that offseason recruiting in the transfer portal, I was kind of like, oh, okay, that's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I went into it scared as hell because I was like, oh my, what the fuck? My entire team's leaving me. And all the backups of the people, I was like, this is my succession plan. I'm going to be like, boom, you're going to go in here. I know what I prepared for. I did not expect to lose my 2 running backs and 2 quarterbacks in the same transfer window. So I was like, I'm going to be in deep shit. I've got a really, really good quarterback in the transfer portal. It worked out, right? He ended up being a 90 overall, but I don't necessarily want to play that game every single year.
Right. Do that every year.
I want to recruit, but then also add some pieces, right? I want to add some pieces for the transfer portal. That's the whole point. And some people can leave. I get it. I completely understand. And maybe you have to be more mindful, because I didn't give a flying fuck about like deal breakers last year. I did not. It never really seemed to affect me. Obviously, with bigger schools, better schools, 5-star programs, you're not really going to have a lot of negatives outside of stuff that's not in your control, like proximity to home. Yeah, like I can't control that. You live where you live. I'm interested. You're the number 1 recruit. I'm going to go after you. That is what it is. But it seems like, man, I kind of, to your point, John, of like small schools are going to might be hurting unless you customize the dynasties and mess with those settings to actually, not to make them succeed, but to make that where it's not as painful to lose people. Because you know what happens. You have a ton of success at UTEP, for example. Your quarterback wins a Heisman. He's gonna transfer. Like that just makes sense. Yeah. He's gonna go to Ohio State or Penn State or Notre Dame or one of those big ass schools, right? So I'm hoping, I haven't done that yet, and that's kind of what I wanted to see in the approach I'm probably going to take in our dynasty when we put that together, is be a smaller team and see what that's like.
I think I was my redshirt senior running back, who for a week in the season, he was in the top 5 Heisman. You know, the senior running back at UTEP was number 2 in Heisman voting for 1 week. And then, reality set in. But currently, as it stands, I'm at a deal breaker with him for brand exposure. Now, he's a redshirt senior, so he's going to be gone, so I don't care. But that's my guy that I've got my wheels attached to, hitched my wagon to him. And if he was a junior, I'd be losing him. I'm basically running him roughshod for this 1 year, knowing that he's going to be gone next year. It's something that's out of my control. Brandon,
it's always within your control, John. You got to just tell him, convince him that you're the guy to lead him to a fruitful career.
I got 2 thoughts on the transfer portal and things that maybe need to be addressed for next year. You mentioned you lost your 2nd and 3rd string quarterbacks.
Yeah.
When your starter was going to the draft or graduating.
Yep.
when your starter is going to the draft or graduating, that should affect at least one of those quarterbacks to, be lesser chance of transferring.
This could have been a
Especially-
one-off. This could have been a one-off because it was the backup, like second string was playing style. The third string was playing time. So like it could have been a one-off for me where like that was just what the situation was at the time. Right. But either way.
Especially if it is playing time though, because maybe you didn't get that playing time this year, but if the second string transfers, you're in line to be the starter.
Yeah, that third string should be like, oh shit, I'm actually the starter, and now
wait a minute.
now playing time doesn't matter. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And there are a couple things, like say pro potential, that seemingly look at past history, and nothing you do during the season can affect that
Right.
at all, as far as I'm aware.
Not until the draft. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the pro potential has gone down for receivers, and he's at high risk of transferring. And I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like what do you want me to do about that guy? Like it's just like there's nothing.
It's realistic because we have the portal, and in the reality of it is the way that the portal is used, but some of these situations are so unrealistic in the way that it unfolds. Jordan's quarterback situation, your receiver situation, like this, there should be some more tooling with it.
Yeah, I feel that for sure.
Yeah, I think there's some tweaking that
I remember in 14, the last one before the big break. My plan, every incoming class of freshmen, unless they were a starter immediately as a freshman, they were redshirted. Like my entire freshman incoming class, redshirt, because I didn't need them yet as starters. So I keep them redshirted, gets them an extra year on campus, an extra year of training results, so that then by the time they're starters, by the time they get to their sophomore, junior, senior years, they were really good. You cannot do that anymore in this game. I cannot redshirt my entire freshman class because then hello transfer portal.
Yeah, especially if it's
to your point, what you said earlier, Jordan, you have to tool everything you really have to get in the details of it. You can't just blanket through a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, like if I get a five star defensive end, and he's the number one recruit, right? But I've got a stud that's going to be a senior next year that's sticking around. He's not going to start, but his thing is playing time. You're like, well, fuck. I can maybe move your position, or I can maybe put you on the other side, but you're not starting over the guy who's going to be the best defensive person, like a defensive player
in real life.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you'd have the opportunity to explain that to him.
Right. Granted, I get it. It's one of those things, but yeah, it's great. It's good though. There's some negative points that I have. There's some balancing they need to actually change in this game, or at least address. But all in all, another I think good addition to the franchise.
It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Every year that we've played this game together, online dynasties, and all that since 2008, Jared Zabransky, Boise State on the cover.
Yeah, dude.
Every year has been an improvement. So we shouldn't be surprised that they picked up 25, and it was like, with the exception of my terrible experience, they were able to pick up where they left off, and it was such a huge success. We shouldn't be surprised that it's, again, a step in the right direction. So we anticipate already that 27 will be another step in the right direction.
Exactly. I mean, they can only, it's going to be
things. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it's
we're not hearing drumline. We're not going to sleep with drumline music in our head.
Right. Good God.
We're going to sleep with Enter Sandman.
Oh yeah, that's right. The soundtrack is drastically improved.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But moving on to, since man, I said this wasn't gonna be a long episode. We're an hour and 4 minutes into it. But some quick hits I have, just some topics.
Everyone.
Quick goodbye.
So we quick hits that I kind of wanted to talk about. I got rid of some because it was like whatever. One of them was Microsoft after all their layoffs. Was probably the result of their AI investment. Posted job descriptions with AI graphics, which is a fucking massive slap in the face. What are we doing, you fucking jokers over there? But some other quick hits we have: Cyberpunk releasing on Mac July 17th. Get excited, all you Mac users. This one's kind of cool. I kind of want to talk about it, but Forza Horizon 5 sold 2 million copies on PS5 in 1 month.
What game did you say?
Forza Horizon.
Forza. Wasn't that was an Xbox exclusive?
Yeah, it's one of their many franchises. They're kind of letting go multi-platform.
They've opened it up and to huge success.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's Italian, Dan. It's actually how it's spelled is not how it's said. So
yeah, okay.
You got to think that's a good sign industry wide for maybe opening that up for future titles.
Well, yeah, that's something that Xbox is already doing, right? They're already their Gears of War, right? Reloaded is going to be on PS5. Forza is obviously already on there. There's some other ones that were. I would like to see Killer Instinct. 2013, 2015? What game was that? I remember the year that came out with 2015.
Probably, somewhere from 13 to 15 because it was around Xbox One launch.
It was a launch. I would love to see that game get on PlayStation. That would be awesome. But yeah, I think that's huge. 2 million copies in 1 month is massive. But that also, and this is the camp I'm in. The Forza series is the best racing series. Horizon Motorsport. It doesn't matter.
Ooh, I don't. That's controversial
for me. It blows
Gran Turismo.
It blows Gran Turismo out of the water.
Absolutely. Forza going into Sony's neighborhood and doing that. Yeah. You got to think that the Gran Turismo people. I mean, Gran Turismo people are like Gran Turismo people.
Yes, but this is also a different style, right? So Forza Horizon is an open world. Go where you please, drive around, do as you see. Go. There's challenges. There's things to hunt down. So it's a different thing than Gran Turismo has done.
Yeah,
that's more of the motorsport thing. I think that's even better than that. Granted, Gran Turismo 7 sold like 14.5 million copies, which is crazy. That's a massive amount. But it's cool to see. Obviously, that's a success. It's going to bring nothing but more money to those developers that deserve it. And that's kind of how it should go. There is another. I'm going to switch over here as soon as I can bring it up. There's a game I wanted to show everybody. Again, we're not going to have audio, but we're going to be able to see kind of what it looks like and what the gameplay is. This is a game called My Friendly Neighborhood Game. Let me go ahead and
it sounds like a John game off the bat. Like it sounds like it's
if you're one who maybe does acid, maybe this is a game that you play.
I don't do acid, but I will too. But I will play it. Let's take a look. Hold on.
Fun.
So let's just watch. I'll let it play and go.
Give us a hug.
But you can see what it's trying to go after. But holy shit, am I locked in, man? And this game comes out on Game Pass, I think tomorrow. Right?
Oh,
so
shit.
Muppets.
You know what it reminds me of? Also, BioShock. You know what I mean? Like it just does. I don't know why. I'm hoping there's abilities, but if there's not, the gunplay kind of looks like it. It's very simple. But this game is bananas.
So there we got some Resident Evil
inventory,
the case and fit inventory system.
Yeah, but it just
this
looks
is
nuts.
Like somebody was having a nightmare, and you have a dream and you wake up and you instantly forget it. This person woke up and was able and like wrote down their nightmare, and they were like, I got to bring this to life.
Yeah.
I was being chased by Dr. Beaker and the two old guys that sit in the balcony.
Yeah. So This game looks insane. If it's on Game Pass, it's just one of those games where it's like, why not try it? Right. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I think I'm looking forward to this. We'll see what happens, but I'll report back next week because I will jump in if I'm not too distracted by Tony Hawk. But
do you have any other news? Is this a multiplayer game? Is this I
don't think so. I think it's just straight up like a story survival horror type of game.
All right. I wonder if there's
We'll see. I don't know. I maybe there is in the future because I mean the gunplay's there, right? So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But
that logo at the end there, the design, the shape, border around the neighborhood word there. That was what was looking like a little on the nose there.
Well, if the actual sprites aren't on the nose already, you know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a big bird in the game that maybe you have to go shoot.
I wonder if there's two male roommates that live together named, I don't know.
Bernie and Ert.
Oh my
God. a guy with a grumpy attitude that lives in the trash.
Oh man. But I don't know if you guys are gonna hop in. I'm definitely going to tomorrow at the very least.
You said it'll be on Game Pass?
Yeah, I'm definitely jumping in just to see what it's all about. The next one I have on here for our quick hits, apparently from Video Games Chronicle again by Jordan Midler, says a Nintendo Direct is scheduled for later this month. It is claimed the broadcast is scheduled for after the release of Donkey Kong Bonanza, according to a noted insider. According to Nate the Hate, who has tracked record of reporting Nintendo Direct plans before they are announced, Nintendo's next show is planned for later this month following the release of Donkey Kong. I have been told there's a Nintendo Direct this month, the month of July, but the Nintendo Direct will not take place until after Donkey Kong's releases. Beyond that, there's no additional information. Basically just noting Nintendo's been busy with their release schedule for the rest of 2025, stating that, they've got, but there's little known about their 2026 plans. So Pokemon Legends, Z to A, Metroid Prime 4, and Kirby Air Riders are all scheduled currently to release this year. So that's kind of their latest one, I think, coming out. So we'll see. Any expectations, Andy, from you from the Nintendo Switch Direct, if there is one, of maybe some announcements that haven't happened that might?
Well, I just want to mention regarding Metroid Prime 4 that I pre-ordered that back in 2017 on Amazon, back when you got 20% off, and they canceled all those pre-orders, so Amazon can go eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah. There you go. Hell yeah. Let them know. Hell yeah. I remember that 20% was something, man.
Yeah, that was
good shit.
And can't get that.
They saved you a bunch of money, Andy. You didn't have to pay for any of it.
That's not what I wanted. I wanted Amazon to take the loss.
You know they're not going to do that. How else is Jeff Bezos supposed to fly his penis rockets into space?
Yeah, come on.
He had a wedding to pay for, Andy. Come on.
Oh yeah,
his yacht was stuck.
$1 billion wedding or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The next thing on the plate, I would imagine, would be a new Mario game.
A 3D Mario.
More along the lines of Odyssey.
Yep.
I feel like an announcement for that's got to be coming up. Maybe in this Direct, if they talk about 2026, or if it's just like, hey, here's more on what's coming out this year.
Right. All depends.
They do that too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any huge excitement over the Nintendo Direct. Not because I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2, because I would always be looking for reasons for me. Granted, I do have a massive reason to get a Switch 2, and that's the From Software Blood something game.
Yeah, Blood Thing.
I can't
Blood
remember.
Thing.
Blood is in the name.
Souls.
Blood,
They're taking you
Dark blood.
It might as well be one of those. Yes.
Souls of Blood.
But I've got no real excitement for a Nintendo Direct. I mean, but that's also good. Going into it blind is kind of the best way to go about it. But
Donkey Kong looks amazing though, and I really want to get a Switch 2 as soon as I can after that comes out.
Yeah, it really does look pretty good.
Yeah.
Next on this is kind of back to Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. This is Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 3 and 4, also article, Video Games Chronicle by Jordan Midler. Again, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 locks SpongeBob Easter egg behind a $70 deluxe edition. Players can pay $20 to upgrade to the deluxe edition of the game as well if they're playing it on Game Pass, like I think we are. Tony Hawk Pro Skater series has a long history of pop culture Easter eggs. The newest pair of remakes is no exception. While most of the original references didn't make it to the new games, likely due to licensing issues, some of the new secrets have been discovered. However, players have found that several Easter eggs are locked behind the deluxe version of the game. On the Skater Island level, there is a hidden area that pays tribute to Nickelodeon cartoon SpongeBob SquarePants. This is one of the several major Nickelodeon references to the game, such as inclusion of Michelangelo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a playable character and a TMNT turtle lair area in the movie studio level. Well, that's brand news to me. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to go fucking find that layer. Jesus Christ. However, Nickelodeon. What's that?
If it's not behind the deluxe edition. Yeah.
Yeah. If it isn't, that's true, actually. However, Nickelodeon branding in these areas is locked behind the deluxe edition of the game. Deluxe edition, which is $20 more expensive, also includes 2 Doom characters and extra music. Which
I'm surprised you didn't get it because of that.
I am going to buy the $20. I wanted to make sure I liked the game first, which obviously I wasn't not going to. If the player visits a SpongeBob themed area without the deluxe edition content installed, the SpongeBob reference will be missing, instead leaving a largely empty pirate ship. That's
Flying Dutchman?
That's not true though. I did get to a stretch of world where it was a SpongeBob type stuff. So like, and I don't have the deluxe edition, so I don't know if that's 100% accurate, because I didn't see that. I did see the SpongeBob world once I jumped off the front of the ship into the water. At a certain point, I went into that world, hit a ramp, and then you kind of are gone. I don't know if that's all it is or what, but that's basically what I found. So this just continues that shitty trend of locking stuff and content behind other things, right? You know what I mean? This is an age-old tale of doing this forever. You know, premium editions, deluxe editions, a super ultra edition. Like, that's always been a thing. It's going to continue to be a thing. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. Right. It's hard. Do you take this as them locking out content from standard edition people, or do you take it as this is a bonus for people who spent more money?
I don't think it's locking it, right? Like, it's not like you can't access the level or even the area. It's just, if you have it, right, it's a little bit different background decoration, really. Like,
yeah.
The Dune characters technically are more content, right? Like, than
those are more pre-order bonus stuff. I don't know.
I'd say I don't think it's locking. Now, if they were like, oh, you can't get to that island level, or like, you know, it's double the map size or something more significant,
right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
True. Or, you know, I don't know. Like, it's not locking content, but it's also like, is $20 worth it for like, oh, there's SpongeBob in the background? Like, you know what I mean? Like, seems like a lot for $20, or not a lot for $20.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Not a lot.
I mean, I know they had early access or early play or whatever with it too, but like,
yeah, right. Exactly. Let's see here. Next one. And I think the last one is EA backed car culture site winds down as Need for Speed is shelved, quote unquote. Andy Robinson from the Video Games Chronicle. You'd think I'm just looking at their website and just doing, what do you guys have to say? We'll just read out that. But Speed Hunters is on ice after nearly 2 decades. EA recently suggested Need for Speed plans were on hold. That's according to a photojournalist, a longtime contributor, Matthew Everingham, who was posted on Instagram that the site was on ice some 17 years after it was founded. So this just goes basically to point out that franchise has kind of halted or maybe plateaued, right? So Need for Speed wasn't what it was of old. You know, you had the Underground 2, Most Wanted, I think. And then also Most Wanted again for the 360. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
That's kind of, yeah, that's kind of where, for me, where the game kind of peaked. I haven't played a lot of the other ones. I think there's like Payback, there's Need for Speed, some other names. Do I have any of them?
Heat.
Yeah, Heat is another one. I haven't played
Unbound.
any of those.
Unbound. Dan, what are you doing?
I accidentally stepped on my electronic duster thing, so it was going, and it was starting to move all over the floor. So I was trying to get it.
For like a good minute, Dan is just like, oh.
What's
Well, it's because
happening?
I could feel like the leg of the chair was like, and it's because when I bumped it with my foot, it was on full, like the highest speed, and then I was trying to get it, and then when I did that, I yanked the power strip that it was with too fast.
Oh,
so
man.
this
That's
thing
funny.
falling apart back there. Sorry,
Light,
proceed.
light done.
The news follows a statement from EA itself earlier this year, which suggested that plans for the new Need for Speed game were on hold, as the current developer, Criterion, is focusing on the next Battlefield. So, another one bites the dust, or maybe not bites the dust, but maybe stays on the shelf to get dustier. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but
there's no money here. There's money here,
Yeah,
so we're gonna move you over here.
They're already setting Battlefield up for failure because of their expectations of 100 million players. So, I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
they're already, the EA's doing EA things. If it's not FIFA, it's not Madden, we can't charge you money for it. With Ultimate Team, it's not worth it. So hopefully that's scary. It's been scary for them. But hopefully that is something that doesn't have to go away forever. Any other things? I mean, anything you guys have left to talk about? Quick hits, anything like that? Or are you guys good set up for the?
When it comes to Need for Speed, I think they need to go back to the drawing board on that. I mean, so many of the originals, really up until Most Wanted 2012 or whatever we want to call it, were really great games. And then you had like the self-titled game that was garbage. Payback was okay. Heat was pretty good. I played some of that, and Unbound kind of got mixed reviews.
Right.
But it seems like they're not doing what they used to do, and they need to kind of take a look in the mirror with that franchise.
I don't think today, if you remade it or remastered it or whatever you wanted to do and re-released Underground and Underground 2, if you did that, I think you would have people who would be bitten by the nostalgia bug that would just buy it to buy it, right? They would just play and just buy it, right? Yeah, John. I haven't seen you play a racing game.
I never played the Need for Speed games. If they were to remaster those, I would play them.
Right.
Solely on hearing you guys talking about them. From our young, you, Jordan, you, Andy, and a mutual friend of ours, Sheldon. I remember the three of you really being into those Need for Speed games. And I missed that boat.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no desire to go try the boat from those older systems. But if they were to remaster those, me as somebody who never played the Need for Speed games,
right,
I would play them.
Yeah, it was. The
market's there.
And shout out to AJ also. He was the one who really kind of championed that entire like Need for Speed, that entire Need for Speed franchise. Like that's one dude who kept me in them when Most Wanted came out. Most Wanted, the one on 360, I think it was a launch game for the 360. And that one came out. Oh my God. That was like it was the evolution from Underground, right? So I think that would be huge. But
the only game they need to remake starts with an M and ends with a 3. I'm going to let you guess. Midnight Club Dub Edition.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Midnight Club. That's not them, but yeah, I feel you. I understand what you mean.
No, I'm saying that's the only car game you need to remake. If you want to make money, get the rights to it, remake that.
That'd
you
be
put
great.
Roy Jones and body headbangers on.
Yeah,
you get your Escalade with money green paint and gold engine, and you go.
Yep. Oh, dude, that was a game. They don't make good games anymore.
Or you race motorcycles. Oh God, that game was so good.
Yeah, so great. That's a good one. That's a great callback. I think I don't know about you guys, but I think that calls it for episode 4. I don't know if you have anything else to touch on or anything like that, but I'm sure I said it was going to be a short one. It's probably one of the longer ones, but I'm a liar. What can I say?
Yeah, quit doing that.
Yeah. And it's going to be a short one, hour and a half. And you're like, okay.
My family
schedule.
My family that I have totally here. They miss me.
Open the blinds up. Let everybody see what's behind you.
I'm not showing my family off. We want our privacy.
Oh, good deal. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on episode 4. If you stuck around, of course, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And John's content will be in the description. So if you want to catch any of the stuff he's been posting every other day on YouTube, it will be down there. So feel free to click that link and go there.
One day I'm going to get better at this pointing.
Probably not. I'm going to be honest. You're probably not going to get better at it. Oh man. So we'll see you guys. This video will post on Friday. That doesn't mean anything for anybody listening to it now when they hear this on Friday, but we'll make sure to we're going to do it weekly. So we appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much. Past. Yes, exactly. Our Tuesday selves love you on Friday as equally as we always will. But thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Adios. See you guys.
See ya.